This is probably the most exciting time of the year in Kent. It's a real family tradition. They get together, stack these cans up, and at the stroke of midnight, they put the very last can at the top. And I tell you, no one who grew up in Kent can watch that without getting a little choked up. It's just a beautiful sight.
Exclusive live coverage of Kent's annual stacking of the beer cans will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you the following episode of Almost Live.
It's Almost Live with me, Pat Cashman, Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Nye, Bill Stainton, Steve Wilson, and Ed Wyatt. And starring John Keister.
And I'm your announcer. And now pull up a chair and take your shoes off and relax. Your eyes are starting to glaze over. You're beginning to drool. You're making loud snorting noises with your nose, and there's big lumps of rancid...
Okay, we get the idea.
I was just trying to set the mood.
Yeah, good for you.
I don't even know why I try
Just
sometimes.
move it along.
And now, here he is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you so much. Well, I got to tell you, it's great to be back on the air. We've been gone for a month. And, you know, in that time, all sorts of really exciting things happened. The Mariners sale has finally gone through. Thank God the Mariners are going to stay here. You know, with Wayne Cody off television, if they took the Mariners away, what are we supposed to make jokes about? I mean, I don't know. I mean, opening day is coming up, and we are ready. We're ready. Also, you may have seen a few weeks ago, raw sewage dumped into Lake Washington from Mercer Island. We weren't around to report that. Oh, I guess over there they call it sewage, which is good. And it turns out it was mainly wine from those cardboard boxes, you know. Apparently they were trying to sell some of that at the Mercer Island Safeway. The citizens rioted and dumped it down the drain. And then there's Brock, you know. That all was when we were off there. What's left to say about Brock? You know, I mean, he's still representing our state in the Senate up there going, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Whoops, oh, was that my hand? Whoops, oh, sorry. I didn't know you were going to sit there. I'm sorry. Woo, sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, you know, I mean, his political career is over. I mean, what's next for the Brockster, really? Bartender? I don't think so. Maybe music. You know, everyone else in town's trying to, you know, get into a band. I think that Brock could probably cut an album. He could sing maybe Feelings, you know, something like that. Touch Me in the Morning, you know, something. No, ooh, yeah. Waited a long time for those jokes. Maybe too long. I don't know. I think that, you know, Brock ought to ask a record company right now, though, if he wants to get into it, because it's hard to say no to a United States Senator. At least that's what he always thought. So, ooh. Well, you know, he could be part of the booming Seattle music scene. On the cover of the latest edition of Rolling Stone, they called Seattle the new Liverpool. You know, right now record companies are sending million-dollar record contracts to Seattle addressed to Occupant. I mean, that's how incredible it is. The eyes of the music world are on our city. And what does Booth Gardner do? He signs a bill that makes it illegal to have nasty words in rock and roll songs. Kind of brings you back to those good old Dixie days, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't it really? I guess that he's just jealous because there's not much a chance that Booth is ever going to sing in a band. Really, you know, although I guess he could sing, Big Girls Go Crazy. Wouldn't even be a stretch for his voice, really. You know, we took a look at that bill, and we really didn't like it very much. We on Almost Live, we want to help rock and roll. So we're putting forth the Almost Live music proposals. For example, clerks selling Boston albums must remind customers it is now 1992. Anyone buying a Nirvana record after April must wear a T-shirt that says, I jumped on the bandwagon. All right. Apply a $1 tax on every concert ticket towards the restoration of Keith Richards' face. A popular one. Let Neil Young take a tax deduction for charity every time he plays with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Ooh. Another wooer. All right. And once and for all, remove Toto from the rock section. Very popular here. Also, Mariah Carey must compensate the owners of any dogs who've been inadvertently exposed to her singing. Now, in order to buy a Motley Crue record, you must have your City of Kent registration and a photograph of your Camaro. Very important. And finally, no more duets with dead dads. Yeah. I think that should help things out. And like I said before, we're very glad we're back on the air, and we're particularly glad that we came back this week because Seattle had its summer this week. Did you all have it? Well, for those few of you who may have missed it, we documented the experience, and we'd like to show it to you now.
A strange phenomena appears in the clouds above Seattle. Fearful residents look to the sky and wonder. Is it possible? Could it be? Yes, it's the sun, and now it's pants-dropping time in Seattle because the Seattle summer has arrived. It's time to shed the heavy winter coats. Soon we'll hear the call of the beach loon. I got that 2 o'clock dental appointment.
Oh, yeah, and that client meeting. Oh, I gotta go.
At the office, it's summer hours as everyone makes a beeline to Green Lake, where we get the first unveiling of winter skin. Blindingly white, cannot be viewed without proper eye protection. But now it's turning a healthy shade of red. Time to take soap and water and scrub off the dirt and grime to get your car ready for fun and recreation. Grab your jogging shoes and bicycles. It's tons of fun. Never mind the blood. Summer is fun. Summer is... it's... over. Time to bundle up again. This has been the end of another wonderful Seattle summer.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this summer, but we've got a great show, so stick with us and we'll be right back.
Monday, on A Woman's Place, we'll talk to women who have tried to kill themselves because their hair wouldn't lay down right.
All that and the cutest refrigerator magnets made from old pantyhose.
That's Monday on A Woman's Place.
Shoes for men. Shoes for women. Shoes for men who dress like women. The new Reebok Cross-Dresser. Shoes for modern lifestyle. Life is short. Play hard.
All right, welcome to Push Too Far, the show for people who've been pushed too far. Now, this is our last show on this cable channel. I don't want to waste our valuable time talking about why, but if you look around this so-called studio, you might get a clue. Anyway, this is Push Too Far, the show for people who are fed up and have got the guts to say screw it and walk. Now, there aren't too many of us left, but I know that the few and the proud are out there watching. They're not in some crummy office, brown-nosing, and kissing ass like all the stupid... Get on with it! All right, I am getting on with it! I am getting on with it! Would you just let me get on with it? All right, okay, all right, forget it. Just welcome our first guest, Alex Dukins. All right, Alex. All right, it says here, all right, you walked off your job. All right, you walked off your job because they moved your chair. Is that they moved your chair? Is that what they told you?
Is that what they told you? Is that what they told you? Is that what that says?
Yeah, it says you moved your
Okay, because
chair.
they did move my chair, but that wasn't it, okay? That was just part of it. That was just part of this whole load of BS that they've been feeding me for 7 years. Let me tell you.
Right, good,
when I started there, okay, they told me I could have flex time, right?
Right.
So I go in for my flex time, and what do? They chew me out for being late, okay?
Oh,
that was in ’85. Now in '86, what happened was that they told me that.
Okay. See, that's great and everything, but see, we don't really have time to do the whole 7 years. So why don't you just tell us the main thing that really pushed you too far?
Screw you, man.
Yeah, well, good riddance to you, you dumb son of a... He was really starting to get on my nerves. Anyway, I'm glad that he's gone. I'm glad that he's gone because it's time to bring our old buddy Hal Bashline. Hal, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hal doesn't take any crap. This guy doesn't take any crap. Hal, how you doing?
Fine, John, thanks. I'm sorry I haven't seen your show lately. It's been a long time because
What's the
the
problem?
remote on that cable box stopped working.
Yeah?
And I just tossed the whole thing through the window. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I hated about that cable box and that remote. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hated a lot of it. But I mean, okay, I just don't want to talk about that,
All
right
right.
now.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, not talking about that. Let's talk about what's pushing you too far this month. All right.
Containers.
Containers.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, all right, okay, Hal, okay, all right. So containers. All right, I'm sorry. What about containers? What pushed you too far?
Okay, well, first of all, what the hell is the deal with this thing, okay? I have enough trouble lighting the barbecue already, okay? Then they give me this lighter fluid, and it's got this little dot. And you got to press on the dot down, then you got to pull up on the outside.
You're telling me you got to press and pull at the
You
same
can't do
time.
it.
That's
They make
right.
you do it to make you nuts.
That's too far. He's right. He's right about that. That's too far. That's just total BS. What else?
And these video cassette wrappers.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? You can't get them off. You get under there with your fingernail and you tear the thing, and then even if you get it undone, the wrapping won't come off. Okay? I mean, it's like either you break your fingernail or you miss Matlock. Now, what kind of choice is that?
You gotta get mad. You have got to get mad about that. That's right. That's BS. You got to get mad. That's too far.
Look at this. I don't even want to talk about this. Perfectly good saw in the shrink wrap.
In the shrink wrap. Look at that. You can't get that out. And it's a saw and you can't get it
Now,
out.
why can't they put that kind of stuff on your mustache? I'm never going to get to this saw. I'm never going to find out what it's like to saw with this, all right?
You're right.
And
That's
last
too
thing,
far.
John, look at this.
All right.
It's orange juice. It's frozen. You pull this thing. If you can get your thumb on it, you pull it.
Yeah.
And even if you get it off, even if you get this thing off, you can't get the lid off. You can't get the lid off.
No. How, see, what the thing is, you're probably just pulling it off wrong. I mean, I can get those open. I mean, no, they're screwed. You're right, they're screwed. I hate the orange juice thing. They're screwed. Forget about it. Thanks for being here, Hal. Okay, thanks for being here. Now let's hear from some other people who have been pushed too far.
Yeah, I have a complaint. You people make me sick with your constant whining. You should thank God every day you're alive. But instead, what do? You bitch and moan about how this isn't right and that isn't right. And isn't everything just one big stinking mess? And instead of whining to yourselves, you're filling up the airwaves, my airwaves, with this crap. And I, for one, am not going to watch it another second. Goodbye.
Oh,
that was beautiful.
That's great. Track that guy down and buy him a case of beer for me. Now that guy's an artist. All right, let's hear from another guy who's been pushed too far.
I've been pushed too far for a long time now, to the point that I'm constantly depressed and rude to complete strangers. Now what do I do?
Well, have you ever considered a career at the Department of Motor Vehicles?
It's a good idea. Good idea. Fit right in.
All right. And, you know, actually that brings us to our weekly job survey. Now, as you know, many of us are unemployed because society isn't ready to hear it like it really is. You know what I mean? They blame us for their mistakes. And when they do that, they are messing with the wrong bird. Am I getting through to you? They do not want to tangle with us. All right, enough said. But we do need work from time to time. So we've looked at our viewers' letters, and once again, we present our top jobs for the push too far. All right. College basketball coach, motorcycle cop, cable television installer, ticket taker at an X-rated theater, and finally, PMS clinic receptionist. All right, now before we go, we at Push Too Far would like to invite you to join us at our movie protest and barbecue. Now, Hollywood continues to portray people who are pushed too far in a negative light. Now just look at Silence of the Lambs, Thelma and Louise, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You see, Hollywood insists on focusing exclusively on a small number of people who are pushed too far and who choose to channel that into psycho killings and cannibalism. Now that makes the rest of us look bad, and we're not going to take it anymore. So join us on the picket line, and then come on down to the barbecue at the Henderson Peugeot dealership. They wouldn't fix my car, so I'm torching it right there in their parking lot. Now it's their problem, so bring your weenies and marshmallows, and I'll see you there.
Tuesday on A Woman's Place. Safety tips for vacuuming in the nude. Some Thigh Master techniques they don't show you in the commercial. And is it ethical to pray for a really good shoe sale?
All that and how to decoupage your toilet seat cover.
That's Tuesday on A Woman's Place.
Hi, I'm Harvey Wilson for FGT Bouquets, the flowers for guys in trouble. You know, spring is the time when a young man's fancy turns to thoughts of women, then to courting a woman, and eventually to doing something incredibly stupid to tick the woman off. That's why FGT offers our full line of Boy Did I Screw Up bouquets, guaranteed to win back the heart of that special lady. We have specialized arrangements to match your offense, like this one, the Sorry I Called You by My Old Girlfriend's Name Last Night bouquet. After she sees this, you can call her Madonna, and she won't mind. For those of you in a little more hot water, there's this one, our Sorry I Stole Money from Your Purse and Went to Mexico with the Guys Without Telling You bouquet. This is truly an arrangement that says, hey, I'm an idiot. Here's some flowers to buy you off. And finally, there's our top-of-the-line arrangement for you guys who have really gone too far. It's called our Sorry, I Didn't Know She Was Your Sister bouquet. Sure, it's expensive, but at this point, it's the only thing that's going to save your butt. So give us a call and make sure it's a genuine FGT Boy Did I Screw Up bouquet.
Good evening and welcome to the John Report. I'm John, here's my report. There was a big fire in a Kirkland pizza restaurant this week. The fire department took more than 30 minutes getting there, so they had to put it out for free. Presidential candidate Bill Clinton says he smoked marijuana in his college days, but never inhaled. Clinton says he still drinks once in a while, but he just swishes it around in his mouth and then spits it out. The author of an upcoming book about Bill Gates says that he even tried to interview Gates' hairstylist. The hairstylist refused, however, saying he never talks about his famous clients, whether it's Gates, Sonny Bono, or Pete Rose. A fungus 37 acres big was discovered recently in a Michigan forest. Scientists believe it's the largest living organism in the world if you don't count Ted Kennedy's liver. Wow. Twiggy the water-skiing squirrel has become a major attraction at this year's Tacoma Boat Show. In an attempt to equal this success, organizers of the Renton Fair say they've booked a ferret that can hold its breath for a really long time. Well, earlier this week, Senator Slade Gorton said that he thinks Brock Adams is guilty of sexual misconduct. An Adams aide came to his defense saying Gorton's statement was vindictive. Besides, none of the really cute pages would go out with him anyway because he looks like Skeletor. Seattle police have 10 suspects in an auto theft ring that stole 200 Volkswagen cars. Police say that the 10 are basically good boys who unfortunately allowed themselves to be sucked into the dark side of Farfanugan. The NBA will investigate claims that Michael Jordan bet huge amounts of money on golf and card games. They're also looking into a report that Dale Ellis bet he could drive across a median on 2 wheels. Finally, Marilyn Quayle was in Seattle this week to promote her book, Embrace the Serpent. When asked about the title, Quayle explained it was something Dan used to say a lot when they were dating. This has been the John Report. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Wednesday on A Woman's Place. You've always liked the bad boys. But this one has been rude to your friends, made passes at other women, forgotten to pick you up, embarrassed you in public, passed out on your sofa, and asked to borrow money. Now he's calling for a second date. We'll tell you how to play coy without blowing it.
All that and mock tofu made out of butter, flour, and sugar.
That's Wednesday on A Woman's Place.
Well, that's just about all the time we have tonight. It's been wonderful for me. And remember, set your clocks forward, which means I guess you've already missed Saturday Night Live already. So watch us next week anyway. Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Pizzeria Pagliacci, featuring traditional and gourmet pizza by the slice. Pizzeria Pagliacci, rated Seattle's best pizza.